I don't know, I think things are meant to happen for a reason, and they either make us or break us. And
our beautiful daughter, Jess. There's so much that Mum and Dad would love to say to you today. I'm not going to waffle on. All your guests don't need to hear that. But what I am going to say is that
the wedding.
Yeah, how's the list going? Take a little, yeah. Picked up Chris.
You haven't washed the dog yet.
Oh yeah, Ivy's been washed, only done that.
Oh, yeah.
Champion. Max arrived at 10:30. Were you on time?
Mum said we both have won the lotto, so we'll never be rich. Being able to live and tell the tale is a much nicer lotto to win than money. You just kind of better readjust to what's happened and build up from it. You can't go back, so the only way's forward.
It's going to be like a nice, pleasant day. It's not going to rain. Not going to be any interferences.
I feel like weather-wise it's finally come good, so hoping it stays that way.
How I'll normally say, okay, tomorrow's going to look like rainbows and pixies. Ernie and Trish. I promise to take good care of her and of course do everything she tells me, even if it means cutting my hair and plucking my eyebrows.
Is it right if I just say hello to my mother?
Yep.
Hello.
Great, meet Max.
Happy but out of everywhere people go, where'd you meet her? I was like, basketball. At basketball. How'd you meet her at basketball?
Have you started to pack the car?
Yes.
Yes, wonderful. Oh, we met playing basketball. We were 15 at the time.
If I played Tetris right as a kid, he should just slide right in. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You're right. One of my best mates, he's in my roller party.
Drew had just moved back from Middlemount, and I'd been playing probably for a year or so.
Daniel was playing basketball. He said, oh, you're a tall kid, come and play basketball with me.
He was this well-mannered, fairly quiet young man that had a distinct height advantage over everyone else in the stadium.
Just cut it. See?
HSC here and she gets a boyfriend. I'm thinking, oh, this is bad timing.
Take it like a Polaroid.
Anyway, it was all good. Just go through your HSC.
He got dressed up for our first date, and she's like, where are you going? And he said, oh, I'm going out on a date. She's like, with who? She was very excited because he hadn't been on a date before, really. So.
They went to the movies for a date and Drew came out to here very scared of Ernie. Probably very nervous of both of us actually.
Apparently I'm a little bit bigger than the average father.
I picked up the ring about a month before I actually asked.
Probably about, 2 weeks before Drew asked me to marry him. I'd went to this jeweller with Mum, and because I had an idea of what I'd like. I showed them a picture and just said, oh, you wouldn't happen to have a ring like that at all. And the lady goes, oh, actually, I sold one 2 weeks ago to a man. He came in and he had it on his phone and it was the right size and everything. It was just perfect. So he brought it on the spot. And I just turned to Mum and I said, I bet you that was Drew.
It only seems like yesterday that Jess and Drew decided it'd be a great day to go for a picnic up in the mountains.
And like last 3 years, we've gone up to Barrington Tops, go camping and just day trips, and we just love it up there. And there was chances of snow. So I thought, no, yeah, we love the snow, let's try and I'll see if I can like fluke it and get it all in the snow.
So the kids wanted to go up and have a picnic in the snow.
And I remember on the day, I think Ernie just finished night shift or something like that, and he was sitting in his chair.
I've got the house to myself. I'm king of the manor. I'm sitting back with a nice warm Milo and the TV all to myself, not having to share anything. And
Jess just went down the car and I said, oh, I'll meet you there in a second. And she thought I just forgot my phone or my wallet or something like that.
Drew's in and out of the shed, you know, can I borrow the barbecue? Can I borrow this? Can I borrow that? Tables.
I might take a table and this and that. So he's back and forward out of the shed, and I'm thinking, for God's sake, will you just go? And next thing he's standing there again, and I'm sort of, yes, mate, what's going on?
Drew's come back and appeared in the doorway. He said, just one more thing. And I said, bloody hell, mate, what else?
Ran back, I remember sitting there, saw on the floor, oh, got a question for you. And he sort of done his like, yeah, so what's his question?
And he said, can I marry your daughter?
Well, I nearly died. I thought, oh, what? You know, me on my own there, and Trisha's nowhere to be seen, and, you know, I've got to make that decision all on my own, which, I mean, that's okay.
And I sort of popped out of the ring, I sort of underarmed it to him, and he's just like, well, I don't think they'll fit me. Type thing, and I was like, I was hoping to give it to your daughter, not you, no offence to you or anything.
Did a quick calculation on how many years I'd lived in a house full of women on my own and thought, yeah, mate, welcome to the family. I can do with the mateship.
Every time. Dad. Hey, man.
Hey, Drew.
How you doing?
Do you want us to bring Chris out when we come?
And he'll be picking up one of our other beautiful groomsmen who's thankfully still making the day. He broke his leg on Saturday playing soccer. I think it was Saturday.
Love how you can see Chris's crutches.
Yeah.
Just makes it a little bit more unique, doesn't it?
Yeah. It was special in its own way.
It was him hopping around.
Yeah.
That's tripod. I mean, Chris. Hey?
Mum said we had to be out at Jess's for the videographer or whatever.
He's listening to you right now.
Sorry?
He's listening to you right now. Say hi.
Paul, what were you having to drink?
I'm going to have a run.
Okay, can I have an iced tea then?
Yep.
Paul was a bouncer at the local pub.
This is iced tea.
Yeah, out of all the places to meet, it was when he was at work throwing somebody out.
It's got 5 different types of white spirit in it.
Nothing posh around here.
We met at a nightclub in Newcastle.
I think she was there with her boyfriend actually at the time.
Bloody kids. Kids, they just dob you in, don't they? But Trish was actually there with a friend, a male friend, and he didn't like the idea that I actually danced with her, and he attempted to...
Headbutt.
Yeah, they left the club and he really liked Trish, so...
Yeah, he found out that she was a dental nurse and didn't actually get any of her details, but knew that she worked in Newcastle, and he ended up calling all of the dental surgeries until he finally found her. And
Then he rang around all the dental surgeries.
asking if a lady worked there that may have been out dancing the night before, and
Very fortunate to have met him, but I'm lucky because Lizzie has a bit of, which is our neighbour, she has, I think, a bit of a spiritual sense about her, and she's always known he was going to be a good one. So.
It's made out of tungsten, and of course I'm a boilermaker and I work with steel all the time. I just thought
I'm very spiritual, so I can feel my great nan with me a lot. So
it's a very hard metal, but it's quite soft as well because it chips.
And I think Drew's grandma, because his mum that you just met, she lost both her parents when the boys were only quite young.
That photo was taken at Todd and Louisa's wedding, and Dad died about 2 weeks after that photo was taken back in '97. And yeah, Mum's been gone since. It's been 4. Anyway.
Mum's a wall and floor tiler. She has been for the last 30 odd years. She was the very first female tradesman in New South Wales.
My parents died in their early 50s, so it's been a bit of a freak out that turning 50 is so far no one in my side of the family's got to retire.
Dad's at Port Purie. We always used to think Dad used to go to work, sit on his computer and play video games all day. But now that we actually worked out what he actually does, yeah, there's no games at all.
Turning 50's been a big thing. Anyway, I've got to break tradition.
What's even more sort of, I don't know, not really eerie, just luck, was at some point in time, Mum and Trish would have crossed in the halls at our Maitland Hospital, because we were both at Maitland Hospital at the same time.
He was due in the August, I think it was, and had him in the June. He was very prem. He was 8 weeks prem. Yeah, he was a very little person.
And she's a floor and wall tiler, and she worked all the way through, right away through. She actually, was it Drew that she did that patio, or was that Connor?
Drew, I worked that day and then come home and went to hospital and had a baby.
Like his mum almost died when she had him, and Drew was the same. He died a few times and they brought him back, and it was just incredible.
Then Sharon had hold of me, and I was playing rugby at the time, and she grabbed me, and it was like packing into a scrum, and she had me, and I tell you what, it was hurting me. We were taught how to bring him back if he went, and we used to get up and put mirrors under his nose and lick your finger and put it under his nose to see if he's breathing.
Dad, can I borrow you, please? Because I'd like to give you something little.
Dad had to move up here for work, and he was actually doing a delivery out past our place and saw ours for sale.
Mum, can I have you too, please? But you have to open the card together.
Because yeah, we decided to move. He was doing like huge hours up here and trying to travel backwards and forwards to Newcastle every day, and he fell asleep one of the days. He didn't thankfully know like there wasn't an accident or anything, but he did end up on the wrong side of the road. But that was when Mum said, no, we're moving. She's like, we can't, it's not fair for you to keep doing this. So
My parents actually built the house that Trish and I used to own, and
Jess went to school there till year 6, but they wanted horses.
I met her at basketball and we started talking and whatnot, and then probably a few weeks later she just stopped going. I didn't know why.
I've been involved volunteering for the helicopter after I had a bad horse accident up here and needed the helicopter myself.
Jess was feeding up in the paddock there one afternoon, and unfortunately at the time Rocket was a fairly young horse, a little bit flighty.
Can I please pick up the butterflies that Dave left?
oh, they're beautiful. Yeah, the butterflies need to go inside in the bread.
And the whole thing goes in fridge.
I don't know. I don't know why they go in the fridge. I think it's under asleep at the moment.
And he was a little bit hungry and looking to get to his feed.
He was being a bit pushy and stuff, and I basically just didn't put his food down when he wanted to.
I think about half an hour before the ceremony, we take them out and they start to awaken, and hopefully they will awake.
He reacted to it not maliciously, he didn't deliberately lash
I
out
honestly
at me.
think for that moment in time, he just forgot that I wasn't a horse.
He turned and slipped and took off all in one motion.
I just looked up at the exact right time.
He's thrown his leg out and caught her right in the middle of the forehead, unfortunately.
When these beautiful boxes are opened, please, everybody gathered here today, send a wish for Jessica and Drew in their new life together.
Jess, I might not be able to give you everything in the world, but I promise to give you all my heart, time, love, and patience for the rest of my life. But only if you'll be my wife.
Ding, 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 ding. You meant to kiss. Kiss? Yeah, let's do it.
You may kiss your bride.